How you doing? Capono here, and I'm going to show you how to get more speed out of your CPU using Ryzen Master. Alright, first thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about the tools I'm going to be using to do the PBO adjusting, the precision boost overdrive adjustments. We're not going to go into the BIOS yet. We're going to do adjustments with Ryzen Master first, so we got to get Ryzen Master. And to do that, all we got to do is go online, search Ryzen Master, comes up, and then just go to AMD site. It's going to take you straight to the Ryzen Master website. It's going to show you the default view, the advanced view, and then you can download right here. Just hit download. It's going to download. It's going to be pretty quick. And then while we're on here, we're also going to use Cinebench R23. So I'm going to go and put in Cinebench benchmark R23. It's going to take you straight to Maxon, and you're just going to download Cinebench R23 for Windows right here, and then that's going to put it in a zip folder. All right, so once that's done, now we can get out of here. I believe that's all we need from the internet. If not, we'll go back on wherever you downloaded your things to. You're just going to run the Ryzen Master so they can download into your machine. You're going to extract all of the Cinebench R23, and you have it right here, Cinebench R23. You can either make a shortcut if you want, or what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually pin it to my taskbar. Alright, so I can get rid of all of this because I don't need it. And then once that's done, we're going to pin it to the taskbar just for easy access. Okay. Now it's pinned to the taskbar right down here, easy access. And we're also going to open up Excel. All right, so once you get that pinned to the taskbar, you're ready. So we're going to open up Ryzen Master. Hit OK. Now you're probably going to come to a version that looks something like this. We're not going to use this version. We're going to go straight to Advanced View. That's going to bring this up. And in Advanced View, so see how I got this timeline right here? We're going to go into Settings. You're going to go System Monitor, and you're going to open up the histogram history. And you can put it to whatever you want. And these might be closed, a CCD0 and CCD1, unless you have another type, a lower, like a Ryzen, I believe 7 and lower. You might only have the CCD0. We're going to open those up so that we can see what each core is doing. And we're going to open up Cinebench. That's how we're going to stress out the CPU. Try to get the most out of our CPU here. All right, now you got everything set up. Let's talk about a little bit of what we are going to be adjusting, which is on Ryzen Master, which is PPT, TDC, and EDC. Let me get my notes here because I can't remember all of this. So PPT is basically the package power tracking, and what that means is basically the maximum power that the CPU can draw out of the socket. In my own terms, actually, online it shows a more definition, which I couldn't really understand. Anyways, TDC right here, the second thing that we're going to be adjusting is the thermal design limit, the amount of current delivered at high temperatures. And the EDC, which is the electrical design current in amps, both of them are in amps, is the amount of current delivered at high voltage at a short intervals. So like at spike, what is that? The speed when it spikes or something like that. That's what that is. And that's what we're going to be adjusting right now. So why don't we just get started in adjusting everything. All right. I'm not sure if I said this earlier. When you put it to the advanced mode in Cinebench R23, you open up a test duration. So you can go 10 minutes. If you need longer time, you can go 30 minutes. Right now, we don't need that because all we're going to do is get the default readings. And to do that, for the readings, we're going to be logging down frequency, temps, and what values we have the PPT, the TDC, and the EDC at default. So I'm going to log that down now. Well, still using quite a bit of CPU power right now. So we're just going to put down the values. Right now it is giving out as much as 142 watts. So we're going to put that down in the PPT. 142. The TDC right here, second to the last, is 95 amps. So we're just going to put down 95. And then the EDC is at 140. So we're going to put down 140. We're going to log that down. We're going to do this for, I'm going to do it for 10 minutes. And we're going to see what the result is at stock, at default. So right now it says 61.7.8. So I'm going to put 62 degrees right here. And the frequency we're running at is about 3.8. Between 3.8 and 3.82. Okay, now we're going to get to the fun part. We're going to max all of these values and see what the computer does. So we're going to go down to PBO. Mine is already put in at max. And if you have a different, I'm using a Ryzen 9 5950X. So my max is 395 watts for the PPT, 255 amps for the TDC, and 200 amps for the EDC. And the way you can find out what your max is if you hover your cursor right over it. It's going to show you, I'm over here pointing at the screen like you can see me in the screen, but if you hover it, it's going to show you the minimum and maximum values that section can that you can put in there. So for my socket power is 395 at max. My current limit for the TDC is 255, and the current limit for the EDC is 200. So I'm going to put that in. Once you do that, you're going to hit apply, and then we're going to see what happens. Now, a few things has happened. Your temperature went up, like instantly went up to, for me, 87 degrees. And it's using a lot more power now. So it is still only 62%, but it's using more power than what it was before. And then all you're going to do is log down all the values that you just put in. So for PPT, 395. TDC, 255. And EDC, 200. I'm going to let that run a little bit, but we can actually get the frequency right now. So it went from 3.8 up to about 4.38, just quite a bit. That's what is that, 8, 9, 10, about 500 megahertz. So we're gonna log that down. 4.3 7 to 4.38. And then as this comes down to the end of that 10 minutes, this is my first 10-minute run, I'm running at around 89 degrees, which is under 90, which is the limit, so that's fine. I'm going to put it at 89 degrees, maybe 90, put 89. I'm going to let this run down, and then we're going to get to what the CPU actually is using, because we don't want to give it more power than what it's going to be used. That's just wasted power. So we're going to limit this number here, as well as these two. Well, EDC is max, but we're still going to adjust that. And I'm going to do that right after this is done. We're going to start all over again, and we're going to start adjusting that power. All right, now that that's done, we're going to hit start again. All right, everything's going to go up. And we're going to put in new values in a bit. And this is why I'm using Excel, because I don't want to write this down and do the math myself. So what we're going to do is we're going to get, this is using 61% of 395. So we're going to put, how do you do this again? Equals the column D3 asterisk percentage in decimals, which is 61%. So we're going to put 0.61 and equals. I got it. And that gives us what the CPU is using, which is 240 watts, or 241. And we're going to do that with the TDC as well, because this is only using about 65%. So we're going to do the same thing. Equals column E 3 and the percentage, which is 0.65, equals, so the TDC is only using about 166 amps, and this one we're going to leave at 200. So now we're going to change our values to 240, 241 maybe, yeah, 241. We're going to go to TDC and change that to 166. Oopsie. I'm going to leave that at 200. And then we're going to hit apply. As soon as this truck goes by. No, we can hit apply right now. PBO applied. I'm going to come back up here. Nothing's changed here, because all we did was take away some of the power to the socket, some of the power to the CPU that it's not using. We can actually take away a little bit more on TDC, but before we do that, let's make sure we're not taking away power that the CPU needs over in the PPT section. So I'm going to go back, and we're going to raise that maybe 5 to 45. We're going to hit apply and check. It's still pegged, unless it froze. No, it didn't freeze. And then take a look at our temperature. Our temperature is hitting the top at 90 degrees here. Actually, it's not pegged. I was going to change the values of the PPT, but it looks like we're giving it enough power. We're not limiting the power. All right, so we're not limiting the power where it wants more, but we stopped it. So we're just going to leave it at that. And as for the TDC, it's going between 99 and 100, so we're not doing anything with that. But let's see what happens if we drop this down by 10. I'm going to apply and then check the megahertz. 4.31, 4.32. So it went down. So we're going to go put it back up to 66. Our score went up. Let's go up 10. Let's see what happens. So if we go up 10, oh no, that's not 10. There we go. Apply and see what happens to our score. It basically hasn't moved. So this is not going to help us at all. We're going to go back to 66. Apply. Then we're going to come here to EDC. Let me just double check. 4.374. Yeah. We're going to go back to EDC and we're going to bring that down by 10 intervals. So 190. And apply. And let's see what happens. It actually went up a little bit. Not much. It went up maybe 10. So we're going to go down lower. We're going to go and we're going to do it by 10s. 80. And it hasn't really moved. So we're going to go down more. And keep on going until it starts going down. Because then you found where the peak current is. And it seems to be doing something with the speed. So we're at 4.4. So we went up, what, 5, 10. And it's going to be bouncing around like this. It's fine. I'm going to look at your cores. And if you have CCD0 and CCD1, then you want this side to match with this side. And if you're wondering what these dots are and the star, that's basically your MVP cores. That's your top cores right there. This is your top core and your second top, and then on the other side in CCD1, core 11 and core 15 is your top 2 cores. Right now we're just trying to get the most speed, and as long as this side is matching with this side, then we should be fine. I'm going to go down again, 170 to 160. Apply. .41. 4.40 to 4.41. So it went up another 10. So we'll go down 10 more. Let's see what happens. So we went down from 200 to 150. And at 160 it was 4.41 to 4.42. We went down to 150 amps in the EDC, and it went down to 4.3. So we know we have to go back up to 160. So it's back up to 4.4 to 4.41. And also, if you look at the temperature went down as well, because we're limiting some of that peak amps. So the temperature is not going to be as high during peak. And I don't know why, but it helped the CPU with the speed as well. So I guess it likes cooler temperatures, which makes sense, than the hotter temperatures. Anyways, since we found kind of the peak, we can go down maybe 5 and see what happens there. So right now we're just fine tuning. And when it went down a little bit. So I'm going to go back to 60. I'm going to leave it at that. 240. And we're going to log that down. 240, 162, and 160. Temperature is at 87. And speed went from 4.37 up to 4.4 to 4.4. Let's say average 4.4 to 4.42. Okay, once that's done, that is the final score right here. So we can put our final values. I guess we could have left that. I forgot about that. That's all right. 240, 162, and 160 at 87 degrees, and the same score. And we can stop this right now. All right, so once you got that, and you got your best score possible, we don't want to have to, I mean, you can always open up Ryzen Master, hit apply to your PBO settings, or have this on the PBO settings that you applied to, and do it that way. Or you can take these results and log them into your BIOS, so you don't have to open this up just to run your new faster CPU speed settings. And I'll show you how to do that right now. So you're gonna either remember or write down these values: PPT 240, TDC 162, and EDC 160. And we're gonna go to the BIOS. And for that, I'm gonna need my GoPro. All right, so just in case you didn't know how to get into your BIOS, which I'm pretty sure you do if you built your own computer, all you gotta do, I'll show you right here. Go to restart. Your delete button. Once your PC restarts, just start hitting that delete button. And simple. Right here. So where we're gonna go is we're gonna go to so I guess I should say your BIOS, depending on what brand you have, might look a little different than what you see here, but it's basically the same thing. They're gonna have the same options. If you have the if you have a, what brand is this? Yeah, if you have the Asus motherboard, then it should look something like this. You're gonna go to Advanced. You're gonna go straight down to AMD overclocking, and it says warning, damage caused by your AMD processor outside of the specification. Basically, if you break it, it's not their fault. You're just gonna accept that because we are not gonna break anything. We've tested it and it's fine. We're gonna go to Precision Boost Overdrive / or PBO. Click that, and then you might have just one selection right here. So we're gonna go to Precision Boost Overdrive. We're gonna go to Advanced. Now you have more selections. We're gonna go PBO limits. We're gonna go to manual, and then we're gonna put in the adjustments that we put in, which I believe, if I remember, not 260, 240, 263, 262, something like that, and 160. For some reason I think it's 263. Could be wrong, I'll double check that. But once you put your values in, you're gonna hit F10. It's gonna show you what you changed, and you hit OK. All right, and once everything is put into your BIOS, everything should be um, when you start your computer, all your limits should be set already. And how you can check that is you open up Ryzen Master, click OK, and it should say it right at the bottom over here, 240. Did I put 255 over here? No, I didn't. And 160. Hang on, let me just change that. Holy crap. What the heck did I do? All right, let's try this again. So to check to see if your values are correct as well as still there, open up Ryzen Master. Should say it PPT 240, TDC 163, and EDC 160. Did I even get that correct though? Oh, needed to be 162. It's fine though. It's there. Anyways, so that's how you make it so that once you turn your computer on, your settings are there. You don't have to open up Ryzen Master or any other type of program so that you have these, I guess I could say advanced settings here. And there you go. Once that's done, you're all set. I hope you like this. And if you do, please hit that thumbs up. I know I should have said that at the beginning of the video like everybody else, but I don't know. It's just hard to convince you guys to do a thumbs up if you haven't really seen the video yet, right? Anyways, if you have an easier way to do this, or if you have a better way to do the precision boost overdrive, or I said something wrong even, I mean, I'm learning as well, then put that down in the comments. Let me know. Maybe we can get better at this computer stuff together. So that's it. That's my video. Hope you liked it. I had fun, and I hope to see you in the next one.